my friend. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Last time you were here, you guest hosted for me. How did you like that?
It's really hard what you do. I will give you so much more credit or to any talk show host ever. But it kind of reminded me a little bit of 70s shows. So there was an element of it that was like slightly nostalgic of being in front of a live audience and getting that instant feedback. But otherwise, it's incredibly nerve-wracking.
Well, yeah, I mean, but if you get to, it's just like anything. The more you do it, you get comfortable, and it's really nice to get that audience. I mean, we don't have a live audience here now, but I see smiling faces, and we do have the feedback. We do get that, it's nice. You should do it again sometime if you want.
I think that you should just keep doing it, Ellen. I'll just sit on the other side. I might enjoy you.
Okay, all right, Mila. So my staff did tell me that there was a lot of swearing coming out of your mouth when you.
That's not true.
No?
I'm making this up.
No,
I don't swear.
Andy said you swore a lot.
My parents watch the show, Ellen. I don't swear.
No, it was when the cameras weren't rolling. That's what he's saying. No, I was watching. I was watching. Andy, he's a tattletale, is what he is. Hey, I watched the Super Bowl and the commercials. You and Ashton did one, and I thought, first of all, it was hilarious. I thought it was a great idea, and I was wondering if they came up with the idea and then brought it to both of you, or just you, and then you said, let's do it with. I just love that he sang.
Yeah, he didn't know he would have to. Okay. So here's what happened. So we both got an offer. Like, you got an email in the morning, and he was already working. And I was just walking out of the room, and I looked at it, and I was like, oh, this is kind of funny. And we kind of met each other in the kitchen, and we looked at each other, and I was like, hey, did you happen to look at the offer? And he was like, yeah, it's kind of funny. Should we just do it? It was in the peak of the pandemic. It made no sense logically. It may have been like the worst. We are so quarantined, as you know. But we were also, I was dying to get out of the house. I was literally like, I don't care. I need to get out of this house. And so I looked at it as a 2-day vacation, and I was like, we're getting out. We're gonna go and shoot this thing and getting away from our children. And so we talked to Brian on the phone, who was the director, and he was like, yeah, so then Ashton's singing. And he was like, I'm what? I was like, oh. I was like, I don't sing, so this is all you get. And so we showed up. It's really uncomfortable because, you're not wearing a mask. You feel really vulnerable. You also feel like a lemming. No one's allowed to talk to you. No one's allowed to talk to anybody. You don't know what anyone looks like. You have no clue. It's like a bizarre circumstance. And then I was pretty convinced I had COVID. I was like, oh, this is how I get COVID. This is it. This is the end of that. But needless to say, knock on wood, it didn't happen. And I got 2 days off for my kids. I'm a horrible mom.
Wow, well that's a win-win. You do a commercial for the Super Bowl, you get paid, and you get paid to get away from your kids. So wait, so that means Ashton put Bear down? Like, he actually let him walk on his own?
Helen, wait, when was the last time you saw our kid out? Oh, it's been a minute. It's actually been a year. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I've never seen that child walk on his own. Ashton carries him everywhere. Anyway, so
this is only funny to me and you because it's true. But when our kiddo was little, just to explain, we would walk and he would be like in a hiker because they're little, so they can only walk for so long, and we really enjoyed walking long distance. And so he would put our son in a walker, and so I could see how Ellen kept thinking that our son didn't walk.
No, he never ever walked. He's going to be like a grown man and expect to be carried because that's just how you've trained him. Let's talk about your movie, which I thought was hilarious, Breaking News in Yuba County. Explain first, the cast is great. I told you how much I loved it already, but tell everybody about it.
So the script was one of the best scripts that I'd ever gotten. So I read the script and I was like, what a unique voice, what an incredible young writer. I have been obsessed with Allison since she was in The West Wing. And at one point we were at a restaurant, and it was maybe like 15 years ago, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go walk up to her and be like, I love you, I'm gonna be that person, whatever. And I did. I walked up to Allison and I was like, Allison, you're awesome. And she was like, okay. And then cut to however many years later, I was like, do you remember? And she was like, no. But I remembered, and that's all that mattered. But I've been a huge, huge fan of hers. So when this opportunity came up Kate Taylor, the director, actually wanted me to play a different part. And the part that he wanted me to play didn't have any scenes with Allison. And I said, I will do this, but I want to be in scenes with Allison. It's my one, I want to work with her. And so he rewrote the sister part to make sense for me to play her sister so that I can work with Allison in the film. So essentially the film's about a woman who kind of blends into the background, no one's paying attention to her, and she finds a way to get 15 minutes of fame. And it's essentially about what will you do, at what cost will you upkeep that 15 minutes of fame?
Yes, and then it takes a dark, dark turn at the end. It's like, but it's hilarious. I mean, Allison Janney, Wanda Sykes, everybody is great.
It's a really cool cast. Yeah, Awkwafina. It's a really fun cast.
Yeah, it was going to go on, and I was like, no, there's tons of people, and this is what I see in the background as Andy saying break, which that's what that means. He put his toy down for me to see that. So.
Andy, it's a very cool toy, I have to say.
Yeah,
I was.
You know, it doesn't even have to be a toy. Sometimes he has like a screw in his hand, like he's found on the floor, and he's got.
You don't have to explain. Mila likes my toy. Let's go to break.
All right.